Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm back with another episode. It's going to be hot. So much to talk about. This is going to be fire. Like straight out. So, with that being said, y'all ready? Is y'all ready? If y'all ready, let's get it. KBLP LLC, thank you all for rocking with me in the road of Mad VladBrad. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna feel real good, alright?
We got a good one for you guys today. Got a good one. It's gonna be blazing. It's gonna be blazing. Let's get it. Okay. First off, I want to say this. Wow, man. You guys are actually listening to me, which is, and I appreciate you guys listening to me. It's awesome. It's greatly appreciated because, here's the thing. My shows is going to get hotter and hotter, more blazing the more I do. You see what I mean? And I'm probably, hold on one second. I got to give King Cannabis a shout out, for sponsoring this. Appreciate it. If it's not King Cannabis, it's not cannabis. So I got to, say what's up to them. Back to the show. I was going to tell you guys this real quick. I was supposed to go live, you know what I mean? But I've been trying to work out the kinks. I tried to go live last time. It didn't work out. So if I can't go live, based on the fact you guys been supporting me and just checking me out, scoping out my show, I definitely got to do something. Like something has to be done. Because you guys really been rocking with me. And I appreciate it a lot. I'm just, lost for words, really. Because honestly, I didn't think that I would get the listeners that I've been getting. It's been crazy. People from different countries and everything else showing me love. It's like, wow, greatly appreciate that. But this is going to be hot. The show going to be hot. I got so much in store. So much to talk about. So yeah, we're going to start off. How we going to start this off? I want to give a few people some shout outs real quick. Some people who are more than deserving of this shout outs. I want to say, Ike, what's up, bro? Got to say what's up to Big Ike. You know what I mean? Honestly, this would have been impossible without him. Steve, I got to say what's up to Steve. Steve, you know you're the man, bro. You already know what time it is. You're the freaking man. Last but not least, Micheal. My girl, Micheal. You know I appreciate you. Without Micheal, honestly, you know what? Without Micheal, I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't know how to work this. She really just was giving me, thoroughly patient with me in terms of, doing my podcast and everything else. And I was tweaking with a little bit, but she just helped me really, work out the kinks. You know what I mean? She really just worked with me, Micheal. Girl, much love. I appreciate it. With that being said, let's get into subject matter. I got to talk about some trending topics like I told you guys I would do. And after I'm done with the trending topics, I'm going to talk about personal topics. So here we go. Here's something I've been needing to talk about since it happened. Right now, it's still fresh. It's hot. This is fresh and it's hot. This is something that I'm pretty excited to talk about, that I'm interested to talk about. And that's that Howard Stern versus Wendy Williams. Yo, check it out. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a rundown on how that started. Again, this is hot subject matter because this has been trending and this is something that really piqued my interest. Like it piqued, like my radars went up when I seen this. Like, whoa, Howard Stern versus Wendy Williams. That's crazy. Like, that's bananas. But I'm going to tell you what the thing. Okay, here how it started, right? Howard Stern wrote a book. For those you don't know who Howard Stern is, for those of all the different countries, whatever. Most of America, I'm assuming, know who Howard Stern is. He's like a shock jock. Howard Stern is not, he's not a shock jock. He is the shock jock. He's all like, Howard Stern is the face of shock jocking. You know what I mean? Him and Robin from the very beginning, like they've been doing it like probably since before I was born, to tell you the truth. But here's the thing, right? Howard Stern he pissed off a lot of celebrities in his time. Like he's the type of dude that will air out. If you're a celebrity, he will air your dirty laundry out, and he will like grind you to dust without giving a crap. Like Howard Stern, he invented that. You know what I mean? So he was the one who really just was on the edge of controversy. I mean, his radio show was banned like throughout different countries, and even in America, different place. You know, he was banned, he was boycotted, all kind of craziness. But I thought Howard Stern was basically a rebel. He was a rebel in terms of his radio shows and everything else. He's somebody who I admired, I looked up to, still admire and look up to. Him and Robin, they're like Batman. Instead of Batman and Robin, it's Howard Stern and Robin. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But here's the thing. As the years went by, Howard Stern got older, and he kind of fell back a little bit. He got older, and by older, he got more money. You know what I mean? His money went up, his bank account went up, so he decided to just fall back. You know what? I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna chill. But here's what happens when you fall back and chill. Here's what happens. Here's exactly what happens when you fall back and chill. When you fall back and chill, here's what happens. Like, you have people who are lurking, right? You have young and up and comers. You have up and comers who are trying to make a name for themselves as well. Wendy Williams being one of them. You know, I mean, in the black community, Wendy Williams is synonymous in the black community. She's been doing it for years, since Tupac and Biggie was alive. Even Tupac dissed Wendy Williams. That's how long she's been doing it. But that's nowhere near long as how Howard Stern been around before Pac and Big was even in existence. That's how long Howard Stern is the king. Anyway, back to the subject matter. Okay, what happened was this. You know, Howard Stern read a book. He wrote a book. He wrote a book and everything else. So Wendy Williams on her show, she talked about the book. You know, oh yeah, Howard Stern wrote in the book, and his book, he went Hollywood. Like that's how she sounds. I don't know how to. I mean, that's how she sounds when she talks. Yeah, so yeah, babes, Howard Stern, darling. You know, you this and you that, blah 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 blah. You know, that's how she talks. But regardless, I can make fun of her and clown her all I want. She has a following, and she has people. I mean, she's a today's version of what Howard Stern was back in the day. You see what I mean? Because Howard Stern, I would call him a sleeping giant, you know, because he decided to fall back, and he's not in the controversy thing anymore. He's been kind of retired, but kind of laying low for years, not tripping anymore. So Wendy Williams took up the mantle. She took up Howard Stern's mantles. For those of you who haven't heard of Howard Stern, you've been sleeping under the rock somewhere, you probably in a cave somewhere if you don't know who Howard Stern is. But I mean, of course, you know who Wendy Williams is. However, this is what happened. She talked about the book. You know, she talked about Howard Stern book and how she's going to buy it, how she's going to support it. But at the same time, she started throwing jabs at Howard Stern. Oh, like throwing jabs at him, right? So she was throwing jabs, basically saying that she said he's Hollywood now, and she's saying he's predictable and stuff that he's saying he does and everything else. And she was saying that, you know, that he's not the man he used to be. That's what she said about Howard Stern. But honestly, I don't know. I'm conflicted on whose side I want to take, because Howard Stern, he ripped apart some of my favorite celebrities. He ripped them apart. You see what I mean? But then I think about it, I'm glad he ripped them apart, you know, because I'm not big on celebrities myself, to tell you the truth. Some celebrities I am big on, but not all of them. You know, and I'm going to name a few who I can't stand. I can't stand the Kardashians. I hate the Kardashians. I hate, what's the other chick? Amber Rose. You see what I mean? Who else? Crap, I'm not big on Jennifer Lopez either, to say this. I mean, I can go on and on. The list goes on. Anyway, Iggy Azalea. I can't stand Iggy Azalea. So I feel that. However, and Cardi B, I'm not a Cardi B fan either. For all you Cardi B fans, you know, I'm not, you know, not a Cardi B fan or whatever. So anyway, back to the subject matter. So Howard Stern got wind of this. He got wind of what Whitney Williams said about him. You know, he got wind of it, and she woke up a sleeping giant, like is what she did. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing about Stern. Howard Stern, he's very resourceful. He's very, very resourceful. Whitney Williams is resourceful too. But Howard Stern is resourceful. So he went on like a 30-minute rant, and he really just, you know, he blazed her. Like he blazed her. Like blazed her. You know what I mean? And by what I mean by blazer, like he lit her on fire, you know, went off on her. He just let her he let her have it. You know, so she woke him up. She woke up to Howard Stern that, that, that I missed, the one that I grew up listening to. And I thought it was pretty awesome that she did that. But here's the thing about that, right? She heard what he said. She heard exactly everything he said. And you know what she did? For once in her career, she fell back. Wendy Williams fell back, because this is what Howard Stern, read between the lines. Howard Stern said this. He said, instead of worrying about me, what I got going, he said, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. He said, what you need to do is worry about your husband and worry about that sickness that you're dealing with. So Howard Stern know more about her than what she knows. And she knows that he knows. You know what I mean? So she fell back. She said, oh, let me get back. Because now she knows she's playing with real fire. You see what I mean? So, and Wendy Williams, she's known for dissing celebrities, gossiping about them and everything else, airing out their dirty laundries. But she was about to tangle with the king. You see what I mean? Like, when she realized it, she fell back. She said, you know what? Let me fall back on that. Let me not even touch on that, because she knew what time it was. She did respond though. She did respond, but her response was cordial and polite, to say the least, because she didn't want them Howard Stern problems. She didn't want that. She didn't want that. She didn't need the Howard Stern headache in her life. She didn't want that. You see what I mean? Because, basically she emulated Howard Stern's radio style. Like, she emulated it. You know what I mean? But, respect the creator, not the imitator. You know what I mean? But, so yeah, I was conflicted on whose side I want to take, because they both, talk trash about people and everything else. When it comes to, airing out these celebrities and everything else, they both, but I mean, he started it, and she kind of just, followed his lead. So, I would have loved to see them two go at it. But I mean, I know Howard would have ate her alive. He would have ate her alive. I mean, he blazed her obviously, and then she don't want no more problems. So I believe that beef is over with. I believe that beef is done. It's a done deal. So yeah, that's pretty much with that. Now, with that being said, I have to talk about this other subject matter. I have to speak on this, you guys. Again, before I speak on it, all you guys that's listening to me in these other countries and everything else, I mean, wow, man. I mean, I scoped out I'm blown away. I'm really blown away because, again, this is me just giving you guys a piece of my world, a piece of my, opinion, if you will, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, back to the other subject matter I was going to talk about. And this is the Michael Jackson situation. I don't know if you guys heard about that. For those of you who haven't heard about it, it was a biography of something that was written called Leaving Neverland. Leaving Neverland. And, some dudes was accusing Mike of molesting him or whatever. But they didn't say this while he was alive. The way they said he died. And they said all this. I mean, he was accused before of but the thing is, he was found innocent and everything else. And he settled out a few times, settled out in court with money and all this other things. However, in this particular situation, these particular guys went on there talking about and what Mike did to them and everything else, but here's the thing about it. See, I don't just take people word at face value. I mean, I research minds. I research minds. Like, I don't just, like, how most of you guys, like, you'll hear some trash said about somebody. You guys just, oh no, I can't believe he or she did that. Oh my gosh. Like, you guys just take it at face value. You guys run with it. I'm not that's not me. Like, for example, I'm the type of dude back in the day when Christopher Columbus in that situation, when he discovered America, whatever. So whatever. I mean, that's a whole nother subject matter about him discovering whatever he discovered. However, most people said that the earth was flat, right? And I'm still on the same subject matter. I was going to say this real quick, just so you guys have an understanding where I'm coming from. You know how he said the earth was, people were saying the earth was flat, but Christopher Columbus said the earth was round. And I believe, I'm one of them, I got to go find out for myself. You see what I mean? Like, I don't just take it at face. I would have been one of them, believed that it was whatever. I have to go find out for myself and do my own research. Like, that's me. Like, I don't just take up people's word at face value. I got to know for myself. But, again, that's another subject matter. That's, whatever. That ain't the subject matter I'm trying to talk about. Basically, here's the thing, right? Okay, these dudes went on there saying what Michael Jackson did to him. They went in detail. They was on Oprah. You know, Oprah interviewed him and everything else. Oprah hit him with some real critical questions that they didn't want to answer. And based on my opinion and on my research, they're both liars. Both of them are liars. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. One, why didn't you say this while Mike was alive? For one, why didn't you come clean back then? You said, I mean, why are you just Michael Jackson? He's a cultural icon. Like when he was alive, he was beyond an icon. He was, everybody in different countries all over the world know Michael Jackson. You said, I mean, I'm gonna touch more on that in a minute, but I'm gonna say this real quick. Let me get back to these guys and my research I've done on these dudes. Anyway, they were talking to Oprah, getting interviewed about what Mike did to him, and they were saying how they thought that they were less of a person. They thought because it was Mike, they didn't want to say anything and all. And bullcrap. Here's what I found out about I completely forgot the dude's name, but go look him up yourself. The guy, both the guys, but one of the dudes. Here's what I dug up my research, and here's what I found out about one of the dudes. First of all, I understand he's a choreographer. Mike was trying to help him out, help him get out, since he was a kid. Mike gave money to his moms, and mom asked Mike for a bunch of money. He did that for the moms. He put the dude, Mike hooked up this kid with his niece. See what I mean? Mike gave this dude money, helped him out, did so much, for both the guys, just now saying something. But you say, okay, well, how does that prove that he's innocent? Like, I'm getting to that. How does that prove Mike did it? Like, Mike, you said Mike did it based on that? No. Trust me, I'm getting to that. Here's the thing, right? Anyway, so basically Mike helped this dude's family out that's accusing him and everything else. Mike, again, hooked him up with his niece. He was dating Mike's niece for a while and everything else. And, Mike, really try to help him out. Like he tried to help this dude. I would say this kid, yeah, he tried to help him as a kid. Now he's a grown man now. Both the two guys are accusing him of grown men. But here's the thing. My research, back to the research. Research this dude. This dude was in a casino. He was in a casino. He was caught French kissing his own sister, his blood sister. The guy who's accusing Mike, the guy who was accusing Michael Jackson, he was caught in a casino. He was tongue kissing his sister, his blood relative sister, his real sister. And this is the dude who's accusing Michael Jackson. Not only that, right? Here's more. He cheated on Michael Jackson's niece. Like he cheated on her. Like he had a relationship outside of their relationship. You say, and this is what I researched on this scumbag. And here's more. Not only did he do that, you guys heard the song. I'm sure you guys heard of Justin Timberlake. Everybody know who Justin Timberlake is by now, and I'm sure. A while back he did a song called "Cry Me a River," and he was basically in a song "Cry Me a River." If you haven't, why'd you leave me all alone? Blah, 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 blah. Got me confused. Some other guy, like that song. Like I don't know the words by heart, but I do. Cry me a river, like that song. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Justin Timberlake made that song about Britney Spears. He made the song referring to Britney Spears. Britney Spears is the female he was talking about in the song saying "Cry Me a River," because Britney Spears cheated on Justin Timberlake when they were in a relationship. And here's what you ask yourself: okay, what does Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears have to do with the situation with Michael Jackson? Like, dude, that has nothing. It has everything to do with it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the guy that she cheated with, the guy that Britney Spears cheated with, yes, you guessed it. It was the guy who was accusing Michael Jackson of molesting him. That dude. You see what I mean? So he was the one who broke up the relationship with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. All while he was dating Michael Jackson's niece. He slept with Britney Spears. Britney Spears was still dating Justin Timberlake. The dude, he was a dirtbag with no morals. He was a dirtbag with no morals, no principles. And here's my personal opinion. I think he's broke. He need money. And that's why he's accusing Michael what he's doing. He's accusing Mike because he has no money. He has pressure. His wife has pressure him to get more money. So he came out with this lame brain, what's it called? This lame brain biography called Leaving Neverland. That's why he came up with it, because he know he's broke. And you say, okay, what ground you have to talk about that with? Like, what ground? Okay, Aaron Carter, right? I believe his name, formerly of the Backstreet Boys. I believe, so here's what Aaron Carter said, right? I may be getting Nick Carter, Aaron Carter. Don't quote me on that. I mean, I believe his name is Aaron Carter. I believe Aaron Carter is his name. He did an interview. And because a guy who was accusing Michael Jackson of molesting him, he threw Aaron Carter under the bus. He tried to say, Aaron Carter back him up. But here's what Aaron Carter said. Aaron Carter said, bro, I was around you, Mike, and me. We were all together around the same. He said, Mike never touched me. He said, Michael Jackson never touched me. And I was in there just as much as you were. And he said, man, and Aaron Carter said, if I can find you, I'll punch you in the freaking face right now, because this is what Aaron Carter said about the guy, the accuser. If you go look it up, you can research it, look it up. Aaron Carter said, bro, I would go punch you in your face if I could, but I have too much to lose. I have a family, everything else. He said, but you're a dirtbag. You're a scumbag. Mike didn't touch you, didn't do nothing to you, but you need money. You're broke. So you trying to accuse him of something that he didn't do after he did so much to help you out. He did so much to help you out, and you go do this behind his back after he dies. What kind of person are you, man? Like, what kind of dirtbag are you? So Aaron Carter just really went off on this dude. He went in on him, if you will. He went off and just gave this dude the business. I believe it was over Instagram live feed. If you guys want to scope that out, you can go check it out on YouTube or something like that. You definitely go look it out. I mean, look it up or whatever, but Aaron Carter definitely let this dude have it. So this is with all that being said, this is why I say Michael Jackson's innocent of that. Because the dude is a scumbag. He has his character alone. He's an absolute dirtbag is what the guy is. Would that be him and the other person, whoever that was accusing Michael Jackson? It was a few people, but I think he hired the other dude. I mean, I think he told the other dude just so he can have more than one person. He found another, that's why you got to be careful you have in your home. Be careful you bring around you, because most of them people be snakes, especially if you have money. If you have money, you have a bunch of yes men, yes women around you. And a lot of times they're snakes, and they're out and they're clout chaser. They clout chasing thoughts and whores is what they are. So you got to be careful who you have in your personal circumference, if you will. However, here's another thing, right? And this is why, this is why you gotta, Michael Jackson had a big heart, and he had a huge heart. Okay, I believe it was the British Museum. I believe it's called the British Museum. They removed Michael Jackson's statue out the British Museum because of this controversy, because of this Leaving Neverland situation. So I thought that was messed up, man. I mean, you'd have to remove. I mean, based on this lie, based on this lies. You see what I mean? Not only that. Also, Michael Jackson did a cameo on The Simpsons. So I mean, it was one of their most rated Simpsons episodes. The Simpsons took it off. They took away his episode on The Simpsons. And here's the thing about that, right? Michael Jackson did the episode for free. He didn't even charge them. Like, seriously, how you guys gonna move this man's stuff? He didn't even charge you. You guys just didn't even consider the circumstances, consider the circumstantial evidence. Like, you guys just, wow, like, that sucks, man. Like, that go to show you a lot of times it's not, when your heart is in the right place, sometimes you got to just go sav. You got to become a savage on these corporations sometimes, because they don't care. And, now that Mike is gone, they're trying to disgrace his legacy. And I'm going to say this about Michael Jackson really fast. I'm going to say this. Regardless who you are, if you're at least 30 years old or older, I would say if you're at least 35 and under, if you at least 35 years old, I would say, you know, everybody looked up to Michael Jackson one way. He's a massive, when he was living, he was a massive cultural icon. He was beyond the icon. You see what I mean? Like, Thriller is probably the best album ever, you know, produced or whatever, put out. I mean, the dude was an insane entertainer. Like, he had like trillions of fans all over the world. And he influenced a lot of people. Mass influence. Like, you know, he was, everybody wanted to be Mike at one point in their time in their life. Whether you love him or hate her now, you know, you definitely loved him at one point. If you hate Mike now, you definitely loved him at one point in your life. You loved Michael Jackson at one point in your life. I mean, he was like a massive, he was a larger than life figure, larger than life, massive icon figure is what he was. Like, he was like the biggest figure within the last 500 years or so, 600, whatever. Like, he was gigantic. You see what I mean? In terms of popularity and fame. Like, I will say this, Michael Jackson is hands down the most famous person. I would say he's in the top 5 most famous people to ever walk the earth. You see what I mean? He's in the top 5 most famous people ever. That's how massive this dude was. And his dancer was second to none. You know, so yeah. It's crazy you don't want to disgrace this man's memory like that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I thought I'd cover that and I'll talk about that. But I'm done with that subject matter for like right now or whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Got to talk about this other situation. Got to talk about this. If you guys haven't heard, more trending stuff. But again, this is my last trending topic I'm going to talk about. Then after that, I'm going to get to my personal stuff that I want to tell you guys about. Like stuff that I'm going to give you advice about. And stuff that I definitely want to talk about that I feel that I should touch bases on. Last thing I'm going to talk about. I don't know if you guys heard. If you guys ever heard of Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman? Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. I mean, that's how I say Huffman. Yeah, that's how I pronounce her name. The college scandal. The college scandal. Wow. That's all I can say about it is wow. Okay, here's the thing about that, right? Here's the thing about it. So just in case you guys haven't heard of what happened, and you guys know who these women are, I'm going to explain to you who these women are. Lori Loughlin she's the auntie on, what's this show called? And I used to watch the show. And how did I forget the name? It was called Full House. Everywhere you go, there's a heart. You know, Bob Saget was on the show. Along with, Lori Loughlin, Bob Saget, the Olsen twins, the Olsen twins. Yeah, they were on there too. You know, the two twins, you know, I mean, everybody knows the Olsen twins. I'm pretty sure. If you don't, maybe, again, you've been living under a rock. All of them was on this show. You know, and so that's who Lori Loughlin is. She's the auntie on that show. Also, Felicity Huffman, she's off Desperate Housewives. She's that chick on Desperate Housewives. So, here's the thing they did, right? Here's what they did. Now that you know who Lori Loughlin is and Felicity Huffman, in case you haven't know who they were, they had they had put their kids in college, but they were paying. So okay, there's nothing wrong with paying for college. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what you do. You pay for your scholarship. People get student loans because they want to pay for their crap. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But here's what they were doing. They were bribing them. Because even if you have the money, a lot of times those, what you call those Ivy League schools, they will still won't accept you. They still won't accept you, even if you have the money. Like, you have to be accepted to those schools. So, Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman, they were bribing college coaches. And you know, the people who do the acceptance, or I don't know what you call them, like the college scouts, the people accepting to go to college, they were bribing them to accept their kids with money. Bribe money. Millions of dollars, bribing them to accept their kids. You know, so here's what I think about that, right? Here's what I think about it. I'm glad they were caught, is what I think about it. I'm glad they got caught. You know why? Because it's not fair. You know why it's not fair? Because you have people, You have kids in urban communities. You have, kids who are urban communities that parents teach them, if you work hard and you work and you study hard, you do the right thing, stay out of trouble, these Ivy League colleges will accept you for your talents. That's what they're being taught. That's what they're being taught. However, they're not being taught. If you have a ton of money and you become a celebrity, you can just buy your way into your crap. That's what they're not being taught. You see what I mean? It wasn't right. It wasn't right what they did. For to understand, they're facing charges, and they're facing charges, and I'm going to see how this plays out. I'm curious how this is going to play out because, I'm so glad they got caught. So glad. And, how can you live with yourself doing that? It's more so for bragging rights. They're doing it for bragging rights and everything. It's not, for the actual education, because I think her name is, Lori Loughlin's daughter. We're talking about how she don't like education anyway, but yet you're accepted in USC. USC. And, she's accepted into USC because she got bribed into there, so she was in USC because of what her mom did. Now her mom's busted. You're busted. You got caught. Shame on you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got caught. You got busted. And, now you have to pay. Now you got to pay for your consequences and all them, here's the thing, money's not going to pay for, you've been exposed already. You can't make it go. Money won't make it go away. It's there. So yeah, they took fake pictures with, paying the coaches, for Ivy League schools and teams for sports and everything else. Here's what I gotta say about that. If you don't have the genetics for it, don't do it. Don't do it. It's like, why even go through that? And you didn't think you were going to get caught? You didn't think you were going to get caught? Did you guys honestly think you weren't going to get caught? That's what you thought, right? Well, you got caught. And now that you got caught, but more of the story is this. More of the story. I know this sounds cliche, and I sound so Spike Lee-ish when I'm about to say. I sound so much like like this a Spike Lee joint, but do the right thing. You know what I mean? If your kid's not going to make it to Ivy League school based on their skill set and their intellect, let them go to a community college. So what? So what? You see what I mean? Now you let your egos get you. You guys let your egos get you guys potential jail time is what you did. You see what I mean? So because you wanted to lie and you want to bribe coaches and wow. I'm actually done with that subject matter. You guys look that up. So yeah, definitely check that out. Definitely all I have to say about that. Now, personal matters, advice matters I want to talk to you guys about. And this is about those of you that have dreams, right? And this is for sure, those of you that got dreams, you're trying to follow, you're trying to chase your dreams. Here's how don't let nobody get in the way of what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Say if you have a talent for something and something that you enjoy doing, you're going to run across people who's going to try to throw hurdles in front of you. They're going to try to put hurdles to make you stumble. And what I by mean hurdle, I'm not talking about the people that, wait a minute, hurdles? Are you serious? Okay, let me watch out for these hurdles. I'm not talking about literal hurdles. I'm talking about circumstantial hurdles. Let's say, okay, I'm going to bring, let me think. Let's say you like to dance, right? Let's say you dance really well, right? Let's say you know how to break dance. You can pop lock and everything else. Or let's say that you're a talented drummer. Let's say you're a talented drummer or whatever. And let's say you're in a really cool metal band and you like to, you have a talent for it, anything, right? But you always going to get that one person, they want your time. They want your time. They want to keep you all to themselves, and they don't care about your dream. They don't care. They just care about you. They're thinking about themselves. They care about you with them. As long as you're spending your time with them, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. You see what I mean? So you have to, if you're with somebody or dealing with people that's not willing to help support your dreams, it'd be best to cut them off. Common sense, cut them off. You know what I mean? Because they're not they don't have your best interest at heart. They don't have your best interest at heart. So based on the fact they don't have your best interest at heart, you gotta definitely let them go. You gotta let them go. You have to, and you gotta follow your path in life. You know what I mean? You have to follow your path, follow what you have to do, follow what you want to do with yourself, because you have what it takes to be successful. You have what it takes to be successful. So you have to handle your business, take care of your business. So yeah, I thought I'd, talk about that, because you're going to run across people in life. If you haven't already, you're definitely going to run across them, and they're going to try to put what you call subliminal hurdles in front of you to try to stop what you're trying to do, stop your shine, stop your growth. So yeah, definitely have to, talk about that. Also, so you're done with that. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about this as well. Now, here's something else before I forget, let me talk about this now. We all have family, right? We all come from somewhere. We all have, at one point, we all had a mother and father, sister and brothers, whatever we have. If you don't have a sister, you have a brother. Maybe you're alone, maybe you don't, but you definitely came from somewhere. You came from a mom and dad or whatever you came from. You came from a family. You have some type of family somewhere or whatever. You came from somebody. Came from people. You were produced by people. People created you somehow. With that being said, right? Okay, I got love for family, really. I mean, but here's the thing, right? I got love to the degree, if I'm just to the degree of being respectful, being just, on some respectful type of degree, type of love. But here's the thing, right? Say, how can I say? I'm going to give you guys, and for those of you in other countries and everything else, I'm going to give you some good American common sense. Is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you some good American common sense. Some good, not even that, just because, how can I say? Here's the thing, right? You have family members and everything else. And again, do you, however you go do, but I'm going to tell you how I think about it. Here's, I'm talking about when you get invited places, you get people to invite you to their situations. They got their situations going. They want to invite you to their situations. And what I mean, say they have a bar mitzvah, or they have let's say they're having they throwing a party, or let's say they're throwing let's say they have a recital, or let's say they're having let's say they invite you to their churches or whatever they're inviting you to. They need your support, so they invite you to their situations. The thing about me, look, do not invite me. You see what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you what I mean, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. When I was a kid, growing up, my mom, and I thought it my mom loved being invited to places. Oh, so and so they didn't even invite me to their crap. Oh my God, they didn't invite me. She would get bummed out about not being invited to crap. And I, as a kid, I'm oh, that's not right. Oh, how come they not? Oh man. But when I became an adult, I started thinking, wait a minute. I don't want to be invited. And I'm gonna tell you why, because that means I gotta inconvenience myself somehow. And if I'm getting paid, again, if I'm somehow gonna benefit from this, then by all means, I'm there. You see what I mean? But if I'm not making no money, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not making any money, and you invite me to something I'm not gonna benefit from, I don't want to go. You see what I mean? Because, but the thing about it is this: a lot of times, let's say you want to be supportive. Okay, let's say, okay, Vlad or Zach Morrison, okay, fine. Go to your family situations that they having. But say, okay, I go and I'm show support. But then when you have your situation, they don't go to your crap. You see what I mean? They don't go to your crap. But the thing about it is this. Here's how I feel about it, right? And here's how I feel about them situations and being invited. Okay, of course, the KBLP LLC, the family, I got love for all of them. It's awesome. But this is something everybody I named that I gave shout outs to, I met them through networking. You know what I mean? This is people I met through networking. I didn't know them my whole lives. And the people I met on the KBLP LLC team, they're awesome people. But I met them, again, I didn't know them my whole lives, but I met them because through my networking and through my business savvy mentality. and they're awesome people. You see what I mean? However, those who like, here's the thing, right? Like the situations that I got going on, like, okay, like I'm more of a, I'm a go-getter is what I'm saying. Like, be a go-getter in life. I'm a go-getter. What I mean by being a go-getter is this. Most people, they so secluded there in their shells that when they have situations or parties and all that, whatever it is they trying to throw, they invite like most of their family members and people, oh, come support my situation. Can you come over to my situation? Like me, I like to go out and explore and meet new people and then invite the new people that I met to support my situations. You see what I mean? That way, it shows how much of a go-getter, how ambitious and people person you really are. It's easy to invite people you're related to in your family. It's easy to invite them. It's so easy. But again, you got, in most cases, they don't want to support you. Like, they have their situation. They don't want to support what you got going on, but they want you to go to their crap. But they don't go to your crap. You see what I mean? So to avoid all that, I don't tell people people I'm related to about my crap that I'm doing. Like, for example, my podcast and everything else. Like, I don't tell my family, oh, hey, go to my cousin. Hey, I'm doing a podcast. I got my podcast going on. You guys come to my podcast? Can you listen to my podcast? Like, I don't know. You see what I mean? Like, and that's just me, man. Like, I think I'm doing fairly well without, but I was in a situation. I'm not going to blast anybody. I'm not going to say any names, people I'm related to, whatever. But I knew somebody I was related to, and they had like a show they were doing, and I never went. I was invited a few times, but I just never went. I didn't want to go because I wasn't benefiting from it. But they need the support. Oh, I need come support me. Please support me. Come support me. So I said, I got swindled and tricked into going. So I said, crap. So I went, and it was cool. It was all right. But these same people, they never support my stuff, but they want to support you. Like, really? Psh, and I'm not getting paid? Man, please. You see what I mean? Don't invite me to something unless I'm getting paid or I'm benefiting somehow. But the thing about it is this. See, if I have friends, right? If I have friends that I'm met through networking and through being business savvy, I'm very supportive. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you go to situations, or if you go to something that's if you get invited to something that when you have your friends that you met, you can benefit because you can do further networking. You can network further and you can expand whatever it is that you're interested in. You see what I mean? You can expand that way versus going to a family situation. You see what I mean? It's like you really can't expand because you pretty much know everybody already. Like, really? How am I going to benefit from that? So, yeah, so, I mean, whatever. And then speaking of that, let me talk about social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and everything else, right? And, I mean, for those who don't know, I'm on, I'm on Instagram at, VladBrad _world_1. And, I'm at, YouTube, the face, whose face? The World of VladBrad on YouTube. And I'm right here on KBLP LLC. Definitely. I mean, you guys know that already. I've said it numerous times. However, on my Facebook, right? My Facebook, Zach Morrison. I can count on one hand how many family members I have on my Facebook. He said, I can count on one hand. And the people that's on there on my Facebook, I didn't send them requests. They all send me requests. You see what I mean? And the thing about it is, I put my government out there on my Facebook, okay, fine, whatever. And, like the thing about it is this, a lot of times you have people, depending on the circumstances, depending on where you come from and everything else, they want to be nosy and they want to be nosy and see what you got going on a lot of times. But here's the thing about me, especially, okay, my Instagram, and this is just, okay, Instagram. On my Instagram, I have like the Instagram, again, I just told you guys my Instagram, I don't put my government name on my Instagram. You see what I mean? So obviously, if my government name's not on my Instagram, why are you sending me invite? Or why are you following me? By following, I'm talking about family members. Why are you following me? You see what I mean? Like, I'm always open to new, and that's, that's a promotional Instagram. Like, my Instagram is all promotional. The word of VladBrad _world_1 is promotional. So why are you following? Like, I'm not following you. Why you follow me? Because you want to be nosy. And the thing about it is this, like, I don't care about nosy. Honestly can't stand a nosy person. Honestly, really, especially if you're in a relationship. And for you women in relationships, right? Or potential relationship, guys too. If you're in a relationship, right, and you have a potential person that you think you want to spend your life with or be with, and they have, and like, say you get to know a person, you get to know them, but let's say they have something that, let me give you an example, right? Let's say they live in situation, or let's say they have kids that they didn't tell you about, a kid they didn't tell you. Give them the chance to tell you. They'll tell you eventually. Don't go prying and being in their business. Don't go snooping around. Give them time to tell you. You see what I mean? Let them feel when the time is right that they're going to tell you. You see what I mean? Don't go being nosy being a nosy busybody in their matters, because what they're going to do is they're going to leave you. They're going to leave you, and you're going to be sitting there looking stupid once they leave you. You see what I mean? Give them the opportunity to tell you. Let them tell you when they feel they're ready to tell you whatever it is that they haven't told you yet. You see what I mean? Don't go snooping around, because, you know, here's a statement that's oh so true. Curiosity kills the cat. And that's so very true. So very true. Because why be nosy? You see what I mean? I can't stand nosy people. But here's the thing. Especially if you're driving on the highways, right? Oh my gosh. And most of you guys probably listen to this, so this just like this as well. What you guys do, you guys create traffic. Like, say if there's a accident on the freeway, right? Accident on the freeway, and let's say it was on the side, people slow down to look at the accident, and they clutter up traffic. They slow down to look and stare at it. The looky-loos, and they cause clutter up, and you're trying to get somewhere. But once you get past that nosy point, where accident happened, then traffic moves up, and now it's circulating again, and like there's no more traffic. See what I mean? I'm talking about you people. All you people do that. I'm talking about you guys. So yeah, definitely don't be nosy in people and other people's matters and everything else. Don't do that. But back to the subject matter. I was saying, family members who want to follow you. I mean, again, do you? But see, me, like, one of these days, I'm going to have a massive following one of these days in terms of on my social media. So, like, say, here's how I feel about it. If I post something on my social media and somebody I'm related to, they get offended by it, don't talk to me. Like, bye. You said, I don't care what you see. Like, I don't care. You said, I mean, like, if it's something that you don't like that I post, but you follow me anyway, like, you ain't following me. And I think that's a feature. That's a feature they should take off these social medias. Like, they have recommended people that you may know, because, and it comes up on mine too, like on my Facebook and on my, I'm sure you guys, it happened to you guys, you come on your recommended where, it shows up on your social media, it shows a family member of people that you may know. And it says, this person, you may know this person, and on your Facebook and on your Instagrams and God knows whatever else social medias that happens. I think they should take that feature away. You see what I mean? Because here's what people in your family, click, I know this person. Let me follow them, or let me send them a request. You see what I mean? Like, that's how. I mean, I'm keeping it so 100 with you guys right now. I deleted family members, off of my Facebook. Block them off my Instagram, and if you're mad about it, oh well. Like, bye. You said, I mean, that's how I am about mine. I mean, you know what I mean? It's common sense, like common sense. So yeah. So pretty much, again, don't judge an next person, judge not lest ye be judged. So very true. So yeah, that's the end of my rant. I appreciate you guys listening to me. And again, shout out to everybody in all you other countries that's been listening to me, that's been rocking with me, that's been rolling with me. I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you guys could somehow benefit from what I just talked to you about. The subject matter, I hope you guys could learn, benefit, and all that good stuff. And the social medias that I just mentioned, follow me on that. Scope me out right here on KBLP LLC. So, I think it's about time that it's about time that time for my outro. Yeah, thank you guys for listening again. I appreciate you guys. You guys are way awesome.
I feel real good. Most dope.
You guys were the best. Again, I appreciate you guys. You guys, thanks for hearing me out. Greatly appreciate it. And if my numbers keep going up like they're doing, I'm gonna be doing more podcasts, and that's just what it is. With that being said, I am gone.
I feel like $1,000,000, but my money don't really feel like I do. And from the ground, I built my own damn buzz. People was amazed I was still.